Nerdrotic.com.
Welcome, my friends. Welcome to the outer fringes of reality, where fact meets speculation, where paranoia meets illumination, where madness overlaps the fragile membrane of sanity. Do not be afraid. Open your eyes and open your minds to that region that lies beyond the realm of the known, that region we call the ExoZone. I am your host, Dr. Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and with me is my co-host and aficionado of all things fringe, the Nerdrotic channel's Gary Beekler. Gary, voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Ce soir? Orderly, essaye. Get on the way.
Hey. I don't even know really what that means. I think it's vaguely something dirty, but I don't speak French.
Yeah. That's all right. I'll take it. I'll take it all. Right.
Isn't that Lady Marmalade or some lyric from that? I don't even know.
No, it is. It's one of those disco songs that I liked when I was a kid.
Right.
And then I pretended not to like because it wasn't cool. But I still liked it.
Exactly.
Yeah. The ExoZone is here, my friend. It's back. And this is open lines. We do have the ghost of Art Bell with us, don't we?
I am never far, sir. And I do not have to socially distance myself because of my non-corporeal nature.
You are always just a voice to us anyway. So I hope you're very happy in the great beyond. And God, we miss you, Art Bell. This would be Art's time. Oh, he would be all, it's the quickening.
The quickening that I have warned you all about has finally quickened itself to a frenzy. And I am not here to enjoy it. However, I do miss HGH, human growth hormone. Yes, my friends. All right, that's enough, Art. He was about to plug HGH. I don't even know if they sell that shit anymore.
We don't have any prepper food to plug, after we spend 2 hours scaring the shit out of you and then buy our prepper food, which is fine. I hope you have it. If you have some prepper food, that's probably pretty good.
I wish I did. I mean, yeah. I don't have any, but I probably ought to. I mean, I ought to. But now there's a waiting list. So it's like, well, I'll catch them the next time around.
At the Lucky Supermarket. When the NBA closed, I was on a live stream with Jeremy, and then my connection went bad. And I'm like, good. Because I was just chomping it. As soon as I started the live stream, I'm like, oh, I better hit the store. I just better hit the store. So the live stream went bad, and I ran over to me and Mrs. Nerdrotic ran over to the store. And luckily it wasn't filled with people. I thought it would be. And it was just 4 of us, but we all had that same look in our eyes, like, where's the canned goods section? And we went to the canned goods section and everything was on special. So we just fucking poured shit. We're just, So I have like SpaghettiOs for days.
That's very good.
Yes. It was like 3 for $5 or something like that. But wow,
that's great.
We're ready. I don't know. The center of the earth is not going to be affected by this. But what about near your entrances or any of the towns near any of your exits on lockdown?
No,
okay.
Not currently. No. And I'm glad for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. San Francisco's on lockdown. We have a curfew of 8:00. It's bizarre. It doesn't really affect me because I don't go out very much. So I'm like, but it affects everybody else. And it's a ghost town here. It's really strange.
Yeah. Really strange. I'm seeing video footage of New York and San Francisco, and it's just like deserted streets. Perfect time to shoot a zombie apocalypse movie.
It kind of is. And you're allowed. Well, you're not supposed to, as long as it's a crew under 50, and that's fine. But
you gotta watch out for the poo and needles,
right? And which there might be less of now because of the situation. There's shelters. They opened this giant shelter here, so I think they're I think, there, somebody asked a question right before I ended my live stream, and that's where I want to start this one with a serious question. The person asked if they thought we would get another Patriot Act 2.0 out of this. And I think that's a really good question to ask, to be honest with you. And I think, yes, I think it won't be security related. I think we'll get something that will just, hopefully we don't. I'm hoping that the orange man doesn't go this way, but he doesn't control the entire government, and the government loves to have keep control.
I mean, if he signed off on it, then
yeah, I wouldn't be happy. I don't want another Patriot Act. I didn't like the first one, and I wouldn't like a sequel. I don't like
it's bullshit, dude. Yeah. He's not helpless. I mean, the president can veto anything. So don't give me that. I'm not gonna run any cover for this guy if he does something like that.
Well, I'm not running cover for him. I just don't know.
No, I know,
he
but
can veto. I don't give a shit.
That. You know, and there's no excuse for that garbage. And I am opposed to it.
But I think it's a possibility. I think everything's on the table. Yeah. Because the government, what did that one guy say? The guy used to be the mayor of Chicago. Don't let a good opportunity go to waste. And I don't think they would. And we would find, I mean, our civil rights are being kind of trampled on right now, but I think it's for the greater good of the public. So we're all kind of just saying okay to this. But if you really think about like a curfew being instated, is there anything on the books that allows this? And I don't know, there might be. I have no idea.
Well, I think it's probably extra legal, but at this point, nobody really wants to argue with it.
Yeah,
they don't really feel like going out, is the thing. But I mean, let's not kid ourselves. It's messed up,
Oh, it is. Mrs. Nerdrotic was talking to somebody who works at the cities who said, yeah, this is like, there's nothing legal about this, but
right.
I think it's done for public safety, and if it's voluntary, then they don't have to say it's a requirement. I haven't seen any problems with that. Doesn't mean there hasn't been any, because I don't watch the mainstream media at all. I don't think it will help.
No.
The one thing I did watch was that Joe Rogan interview with the doctor that was on the 10th. It was on the 10th, and this is a guy who specializes in diseases like this. And basically, he was just saying, "I was right. I predicted this in a book," and he sounded credible to me. But I don't know. I'm just some skeptical person. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I just kind of am.
Well, I mean, we have both been born and raised and suckled by Coast to Coast AM and other shows like that. So I mean, if you come through that nursery school without a sense of healthy skepticism, then
right,
you haven't really been listening,
Right. So I mean, it sounded he just to basically paraphrase what he said. I did like the saying. He said, "I want to scare you into your wits." I thought that was a good little saying right there. And I think,
yeah,
he pointed out that prior to all of like the IV bags that supplied the country, all the hospitals were all in one location in Puerto Rico, right in the path of possible hurricanes. And you would just think, hey, maybe we should store those somewhere else or have multiple storage facilities. No. And apparently a hurricane hit, worst case scenario. And this happened recently. And then there was an IV bag shortage all of a sudden. And he just said it to point out how dumb we can be sometimes. And we certainly can. You often wonder why there's like nuclear power plants anywhere near an earthquake fault, but we have a lot right near, San Andreas Fault, especially one in Southern California, right near San Diego, right on the beach. Yep. Right on the beach. And you think, well, we automatically think, well, some scientific minds put this together, so it must be safe. We can't assume that ever. And this situation, we're going to get to the point where hopefully everybody's okay and this blows over. And then we're going to go, how'd this happen again? And we've had these before. We've had the West Nile thing, right? I can't remember what the last one is. Help me out with chat. Was it the West Nile thing? And then SARS and swine flu, and I know I'm missing a few, but not as bad as this. So this guy on Joe Rogan said it's essentially the flu, but 10 to 15 times worse. So take your average flu and it's 10 to 15 times worse and 3 times more contagious. Now, this is according to one man on a Joe Rogan interview who does work for the government. But again, I'm not going to say that is fact because I'm passing it on. That's all. I don't want to pass on bad info.
I don't know anything.
That's all I know.
I've heard that, lots of people can have it and it hardly even registers.
Yeah.
And I've also heard that although it's more contagious, it's not as bad. I mean, from what I hear, there's more problems with flu every year in terms of, this thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I just don't know.
That's the thing, is like we're in a situation right now where we don't know where to get our information. And that's kind of what the battle you and I have been waging on our channels in a way is for something like this. And we try to keep it in entertainment because, I don't want to talk about the news. I don't watch the news. I am a political atheist. That shit bores me. I honestly just worry about like things I can control. And it's worked out for me very well for the last decade. But I mean, it's good to stay informed as well. But we tried to keep this within entertainment, trying to fight this divisiveness and this basically trying to paint half the country as the bad guy, trying to create a new boogeyman.
Yeah.
And just like, listen, the governments like to create boogeyman. So does the mainstream media. There's always got to be a bad guy for the narrative. That's talk about Western canon. And we've been trying to fight this of late because it's been really hurting the things we love. Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel Comics, DC Comics. We saw the latest example in Marvel Comics. And it's for times like these, we wanted to fight that fight. Okay. Because now we don't trust our media at all. We don't, and honestly, I think this might be the first time in my lifetime where more people would actually trust the government more than the media, which is a first. I'm not saying I don't have any hard data for that or anything, but I would say there's a healthy distrust of both. But the media is way down there. I think I don't even know what the percentage is, but it's all-time lows. Because they've been caught in so many lies now. And that's why YouTube channels have been growing, because we need to turn to each other for the truth. And this is a situation where like, I would love to pass you on some good info. I don't know where to find it though. I just don't.
Yeah. Not about this shit.
Yeah. And this is a big fucking problem. This is where we need the media to be telling us the truth. Instead, they're running their narratives and making a lot of money. And remember, this is the same mainstream media and access media that's written hit pieces on Doomcock,
right,
and on all of us,
right,
saying we do this for hate clicks. We are rage farmers for hate clicks, and that's the media just doesn't like competition. And no, we're just people speaking our mind.
Yes, that's exactly right. The 2-minute hate needs to be on their channel so that they can run commercials. So, they accuse us of doing what they do all the time. I mean, the news is nothing but it's the fear hour on, NBC, CBS, or, 24-hour fear on the other channels. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why when I stopped watching, I've told this story before, I felt the tension leave my body within a week. Like I would watch the news every day. And the reason I got hooked was, I don't know, just because it was a habit. Every morning before I went to work, before I went to the gym, I'd watch the news for a half an hour. And then that famous date in September happened, and I watched it all the time after that.
Yeah.
Like, constantly. And about, I think it was like 8 years ago, I just had enough. I don't know what it was. It was the latest shooting, and you can tell that the people at CNN and the other places were giddy. They were happy. They weren't happy about the situation. They were happy to be talking about something interesting and exciting, but yet they were happy about a shooting, and it disgusted me. And I was like, I can't watch this shit anymore. They're happy right now. They're, oh boy, we're going to be making lots of money.
24-hour news.
Yeah.
But I avoid watching it. I avoid watching it. I'm not watching it at all. And even like Clyde Lewis on Ground Zero, I mean, he's just started doing nothing but this shit as well. But every once in a while he comes forward with a UFO thing or something, and I will listen to that. But it's just like, man, I don't need to listen to that shit. I'm living it right now. So
exactly. And the only thing about this that I guess, if you guys want to discuss it, fine. If you don't, fine. We got to be careful at some point. Right now, Nerdrotic Live is this channel exists so I can do ExoZone and be free of algorithm. So it doesn't have to deal with any of the consequences on my main channel. So I can just do it here. But I still think it's too early to tell, to get into, people have been really, including myself, wanting to stay away from any conspiracy theories. Like, where did this come from?
Right.
I know it's out there. I know what people think. I've read a lot. I don't believe in coincidences, and that has not changed. I think there is something very coincidental about this, but it could just be a coincidence, or it could not. I don't know. But there were the Hong Kong protests going on.
Right.
It's still hard for me to believe, as much as I believe in conspiracies, that somebody would deliberately put this out there and cause and wreak havoc on the planet. And this is, I mean, we're living through very strange times right now. Maybe you live in strange times. And
Thanks.
Yeah.
Or interesting times.
Interesting times. Yeah, it's interesting.
Chinese currency. Yeah, right.
Chinese
Great. I'd like to live in boring times.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Yes, definitely. Really fed up with this crap, man.
Ooh, dude. Yeah. It's, I think Hollywood is leveled out. We were just hearing nothing but this show's closing down. That show's closing down. Hollywood's shutting down. Movie theaters are shutting down. Everything seems to be shut down now. But yeah, but the paranormal stuff, which usually spikes during stuff like this, kind of hasn't. That's the thing. Is there Bigfoot peering through a window?
Bigfoot peering through a window.
What? There's no way that's real.
That's unnerving. I love that famous shot of the skunk ape in Florida that woman surprised out on her patio. And I mean, its eyes are flaring red, and I mean, that looks real to me. So I don't know. I'm kind of a bit of a believer in the old skunk ape.
Here, I'll show you this. This is from, hang on a second. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. We'll see. You decide.
I'd love to see it.
I report. You decide. Here we go. It almost looks like he's wearing a hat, right? Because there's the strap right here.
I mean, that might be a shadow, but it looks phony to me. Oh, there's a series of them, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to this Expedition Bigfoot. Where is this? Here we go.
That would be messed up. You see that coming through your window. I don't know about that. That's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't line up. Right here. No, right here. Look. Can you see my cursor on the bottom? I mean, that's
no, I've not seen it.
Oh, right at the bottom of the window, you can see where they touched it up. Come on, guys. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Right here.
Yeah, I don't see your cursor, but that's okay.
Oh, but look right where his nose is. Okay, right where his nose is. They touched up the line right there. Come on, guys. Do better.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. I could Photoshop better than that. There's supposed to be 12 pictures, though. Let's take a look.
Why not?
Why is he just sitting there with this? Why does it look like he's got a hat
on? Well, the hat is to block mind control from space, from satellites. But as far as I don't know. I do not know, sir.
That one looks real to me because of like the reflection on the lights a little bit, but not.
I'm not seeing. All I'm seeing is the small original post here.
Oh wait, hang on. It's not.
Is something going on? I mean, I don't know if anyone else is seeing that, but I'm seeing is this.
Let me get to the other one.
Expedition Bigfoot, wide view, so I couldn't see any detail like where you were talking about. Okay.
There we go. Now
all right,
we're gonna go through.
Dinsdale. Now, well, his eyes move there, so it's not just like
it did
like a
that's a blink.
Yeah, it looks like it. Huh. But you said it touched up at the bottom of the see?
But it might be I guess that could be artifacting.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
You can see it looks like his nostril is coming over the edge.
Right
of
here.
Yeah. BS, I says.
Was he popping his head up and down going, "Hello, I'm a Bigfoot"?
Why can't we see his mouth?
Yeah.
He was very conscious of his mouth. Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not this time.
No, and why's he got that line across his forehead, like you said, a hat?
Yeah, like it's a hat.
Yeah, it's too weird.
Yes, I'm looking for articles here. And we'll get to you guys in the chat in just a second. Bizarre Big filmed at Costa Rica. What's that?
Say what?
It says Bizarre Big filmed at Big what?
Bizarre Big Blank. Match game. 2020.
They meant to say bug, but it says big. Whoa, what is that? Okay, I'm gonna play this. This is weird. That is weird.
Uh-oh. Did one of my giant bugs get loose, damn it?
I think one of your inventions got loose.
Doggone it. I don't want that to happen. I hate that. You spend so much time and money developing giant insects and then, God dang it. So yeah, I'm looking. I can't make it out.
Here, let's see. Can you guys see it? I wonder if I can blow that screen up. Hang on.
Skillabug.
There we go. That looks much better, doesn't it? Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Weird.
I personally am calling bullshit on it. It looks too sharp to me relative to the background.
Yeah.
A little too saturated. It looks 3D. Looks CGI to me.
Yeah. Why would somebody want to fake a 3D CGI bug? I mean, just say, hey, I made a 3. It's more impressive if you say, hey, I made a fake 3 CGI bug.
The reason he fakes a 3D CGI bug is because it is not there.
That's so weird.
We climb a mountain because it is there. We fake a CGI because it is not there. So there you go. Bigfoot photographed peeing through a window. Oh, it was peering. Sorry.
Yeah. What's this one?
Take this, meatbag.
Those are all.
It looks like a lot of rocks or bones or.
Yeah. So ancient Ice Age structure made of mammoth bones found in Russia. A team of archaeologists in Russia have found the remnants of a mysterious Ice Age structure that was built out of mammoth bones. The remarkable discovery was reportedly made near the village of Kostenki in the Russian plains. The circular site is believed to be around 20,000 years old, measures 30 feet by 30 feet, and the walls of the structure were constructed out of 64 skulls from the iconic pachyderms, as well as 51 lower jaw bones. Although around 70 similar sites have been found in Russia and in the Ukraine in the past, the particular structure provides new insight to archaeologists as to, for the first time ever, evidence of human activity was discovered in the domicile. Specifically, the Ice Age era edifice contained charred wood and soft plant material. The archaeologists studied the site, argued that this would seem to indicate that the people living there during the period were able to forage for food despite the harsh conditions at the time. These find maybe the conditions weren't that harsh. These finds shed new light on the proposed mysteries of these sites. Archaeology is showing us more about how our ancestors survived in desperately cold and hostile environments at the climax of the last ice age. To that end, the archaeologists studying the site posted, contrary to the long-standing idea that these structures served as long-term residents, the nature of these materials found inside the new location suggests that these were more likely temporary shelters. Which, yeah, out of bones and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Temporary shelters to accommodate people during the Mead virus that happened back then. They needed temporary hospitals and like maybe that's it.
The Midnight's Edge After Dark virus?
Yes. Well, there you go.
There you go. No. Okay. So the ability for humans to bounce back. I love talking about this. I love talking about ancient civilizations because folks, not too long ago, more than 20,000 years ago, less than 20,000 years ago, there was possibly a major cataclysm on this planet that reduced the human population to next to nil. Fragments of a comet came down, super melted the ice caps that were above North America, some in Northern Europe. And again, this was comet fragments. That's the hypothesis right now. And it caused major flooding in North America and wiped out all of the megafauna. Right now, archaeology believes that the megafauna, which was giant mammoths, mastodons, rhinos the size of buses, were killed by little men with loincloths and little toothpicks when they outnumbered a man 10-1, I believe, at the time.
Wow.
So it's very hard to believe, especially when we find these mass graves around Russia and stuff, where you find tons of bones, ivory. They're still to this day, it's illegal, but they have people go up to the Siberia, and it's a black market trade, and you dig around in the mud when the permafrost melts for a little while,
right?
And they pull out ivory and sell it to China, and and that's they had some National Geographic guy about 5 or 6 years ago follow them on this, and it's incredible that you dig what they do, and they have no equipment, so they pump water into the mud to have it naturally dig a hole, and then they find these ivory, tusks everywhere that have been there for 12,000 years, and they all died in one place. So at one time, Siberia had to be a warmer climate. It just flat out had to be. And which really leads to either pole shift or comet. I don't know which, but the fact that we bounce back from that, and, if you think about our history, man, it's been around a lot longer than we've had history. Our written history is a blip. It's a blip of what the hell were we doing the first 100,000, 140,000 years to where all of a sudden we're like, hey, maybe we should farm. Think we should farm, dude? I mean, we've known how to do it for like 100,000 years, but we've never like decided to do it. Maybe today we should farm. And that's how it started. It makes no sense. So I think it's a fascinating subject. Randall Carlson is a person you should listen to on the internet. I don't think he's done anything new lately, frankly, but him and Graham Hancock are favorites of mine. It's good. It's good stuff. It's good, interesting stuff. Get your mind. You want to go down a rabbit hole. Holy shit. That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, man. It's weird that, all these possible civilizations that have completely died out, and it's very weird. I don't know what to think about it.
I don't know if the comet, I keep hearing different theories. Like Robert Schoch says it was plasma from the sun. The other person says it's a pole shift. I don't know what happened. I just know something happened. And I've always thought that if you've driven around, in your little spaceships and doom buggies, just like Picard, the American Southwest, the American Southwest looks like it was flooded.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there's seashells everywhere, man.
Yeah.
And sedimentary layers and everything else. So yeah, I mean, there's definitely fees, and I mean, we've got Apophis heading our way, which is going to miss us by just that much, if it does miss us, according to.
When's that? When's that coming again?
Shit, that's like in the next 10 years, maybe something like that. I mean, it's coming. Apophis, Apophis, I believe, and it's going to pass. It might even just be a few years, way close, and it would not be a good thing. But when you're talking about when did they decide to farm, I don't know. I had this image of a couple of cavemen doing U-boob, which is basically just them sitting on top of a cave and talking real loud to the rest of the community. It would be like, I am tired of these fur vendors corrupting our stories of sticks and rocks. This needs to be fixed. And then one of them says, dude, should we farm? It's like, what is this farm thing? It's like, well, I noticed so-and-so's got an avocado tree over there, and shit. I mean, you think we could plant that stuff? And
I'm convinced it was pot. It wasn't even food. It was like, that guy, he planted stuff to smoke it. Can we do that with food too? You think?
That would be better.
Yeah.
You puff.
I'm convinced society is built on porn and weed.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the first thing that, was selling good on, VCRs and Betamax and stuff was porn. And, the internet was invented for porn. I don't care what they say.
Oh, God, yes.
At the Rocket Lab.
Hey, the first time I ever saw a website address was at the end of a porn in the 80s. It said www, and I asked my friend, what the hell is that? And he's all, that's a web address. I'm all, what's a web address? That's dumb.
That's right. And then 10 minutes later, Gary was in his room.
W.
Got that modem.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. Hang on, I'm trying to get in that. There it is. Yeah, we got 1,200 people watching. Hi, everybody. We got 400 likes. I appreciate you.
Hail. Thank you all.
Hail. Yeah, who do we have here? We got Tony BP. We got John Willis. We got The Saint. We got Forever Sci-Fi. We got Mr. Feliciano, Papa Emeritus, Papa Emeritus II, Chris Burbank. I love the town of Burbank, Chris. I do. Oh, yeah. I lived there for a little while. It's a great town. Hydrin Non, James Dugan, Mary Ashmead and her wrench. Hello, Mary. Thomas Karnacki, Colleen O'Toole, Mr. Torres, Mr. Gentleman, Preserving Light, Basil, the Pump and Seagull, Lori
Basil?
Wilson, Basil, GK1, and Stan Lee is. We have two ghosts. We have Stan Lee and Art Bell with us, which is great. Proven 22 at times, which is X. Justin McClure, Geeks, Graves, and Good Stuff. That's a good name. I like that. Project 17, Grand Swing, Frankie Zen, Reverend Bernfred Axvelda. Harvey is rooting for Apophis. Okay, yes, he is for sure.
Well, I don't know. I don't think so. Harvey?
Hell no, man. I want this world to be destroyed before I can get out and have some fun. Hell no.
Yeah, that wouldn't be any fun.
No, he doesn't want that.
No.
He doesn't want any of this shit. He wants to have the fun. He doesn't want to, and anything that clears the streets. Like if somebody pushed the button now, shit, what are you going to do? Stomp through the empty streets? I mean, you can knock over buildings, but then you don't get to see the mayhem and terror. It just sucks.
Yeah, it's no fun.
No.
It's absolutely no fun.
Poor Harvey.
Yeah, he just can't get a break, can he?
No, if I push the button now, I'd be like, I'm good, dude.
James Whitehead says they found a giant matching asteroid crater in Greenland under the ice using radar 11,000 years ago. Yes, they did. And the timing of that is Graham Hancock is convinced that was the smoking gun. And they're also, there's weird conjecture. Again, we don't know what to believe. The ice in Antarctica is supposed to be millions of years old, but then there's some people going, nah, maybe not. Maybe not.
Right.
Maybe it's just thousands of years old, and we don't know.
Seems like they'd be able to tell something like that.
Yeah.
With science, testing, carbon dating, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's ice.
It's ice.
I don't know.
It's a bizarre place. And there's all kinds of weird rumors of bases and U-boats and all kinds of crazy shit going on down there. And Linda Moulton Howe has her insiders who are walking around a hexagonal alien base. I don't know about that, but I love when Linda Moulton Howe talks about the strange sounds that have made their return. I don't know. We talked about it last ExoZone a little bit, but the strange trumpet sounds have made their return. Now, they were all over the place in 2012, 2011, 2012. And at first I thought they were fake, like everybody else did. And it turns out they weren't. And we're still hearing them across in every country or around all over. It's not at first we were mainly getting these noises from the north in Russia and Canada. But now we're getting them from Costa Rica and everywhere else. So I don't know what's causing it. It's a very eerie sound. It does sound like either somebody pushing a dumpster that doesn't have any wheels, like across cement, or it sounds like trumpets.
Right.
I don't know what could cause it. So there's the scientific theory is that it's like some kind of something atmospheric, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that is the weirdest noise. It is eerie as hell. And I love listening to those videos. I can listen to them all night because it's an alien. Sometimes it sounds like a friggin' dinosaur too. It's weird. But maybe we can.
Well, not to be conspiratorially oriented on the ExoZone, heaven forbid.
Good God, why?
Well, we've heard of the name of the operation escapes me, but the basically faking the return of Jesus Christ.
Blue Beam.
Operation Blue something or other.
Blue Beam, right?
Blue Beam.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they might just be like spot checking the technology to cause audio hallucinations in preparation for some kind of shenanigans or nonsense like that. And I don't even know if they, I'm not saying that's the case, but it just makes me wonder, given that rumor, two, if such a technology existed, they would definitely, even if they had no immediate plans to actually use it, they'd want to know that they could. So there would be testing. And they might be keeping open that blue beam kind of option, reinforcing it with a trumpet blast here or there, just, feeds the narrative. I mean,
Yeah.
is that, what do you think?
I am completely open to that. Some harp thing or, well,
No, it
there's
could definitely be HARP. I mean, it could be generated just as a byproduct of HARP. I mean, they are doing weird shit with the atmosphere, and it could be some kind of weird, audio effect that we're not familiar with because, well, we don't have HARP. How would we know?
We wouldn't. And the thing is, we think that's crazy talk, and then, we have Gulf of Tonga. We have example after example. We always find out 50 years later, 100 years later, that we experimented on our own troops or our own citizens, so I wouldn't put it past the government to do something like that to unite us or whatever. And I don't doubt for 1 minute we're doing crazy science. I mean, like you and I have talked about CERN and our concern for CERN.
Our CERN concern. Yes, sir. Look, CERN is messed up. I don't know. I mean, I've heard all sorts of stuff that it could be doing. I don't like it. I wouldn't screw around with this kind of shit. This whole mentality of scientists that, hey, well, let's give it a shot. Will it set the atmosphere on fire? Probably not. Let's give it a shot. Let's crank it up and detonate this sucker. It's just an idiotic approach to scientific fact, as if scientific discovery trumps public safety and the future of the species. I mean, it's like a tunnel vision kind of thing that really only ought to be in science fiction movies, but unfortunately it's prevalent in our society, at least in the scientific society.
Yeah. All right, let's see if this is a strange. It's harder to find the strange noise compilations now. They always want to explain it because of the new, it used to be so easy to find them on YouTube, and now we can't because,
oh, for God's sake,
it sucks. I loved, YouTube was built on this shit, right?
I know.
UFOs and yeah, sure, there was some fake stuff. So what? I spent one night I spent 6 hours watching UFOs, and I mean, up until 4 a.m. Just that's the night I discovered security. And poor Tyler's lost it, dude. I think he's gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He did that video where the men in black were coming to get him. Then he took it down, and apparently he allegedly beat his wife and went to jail. And now they're saying he's back in jail. I don't know. But
for God's sake.
So let's see what strange noise we hear. I didn't boomer it, so I hit the audio, so we should be able to hear it. That's not it.
Sounds like a moonshiner with a buzzsaw.
Yeah.
I'm building my steel. Dadgummit. Doesn't it sound just like a buzzsaw?
Yeah.
Shit.
Maybe somebody's cutting down the camera. Weird.
Actually, when it oscillates like that, it almost sounds like some kind of, I don't know, theremin type of deal.
Yeah.
الصوت منطقة دريانة سبحان الله صوت يسمعوه بالنظيفة وتوكرة.
Quit talking.
وين خليفة حاليا دريانة. استغفر الله سبحان الله العظيم. سبحان الله العظيم. الصوت عالي.
Those are the ones I've heard before.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it doesn't sound. None of it sounds like. It sounds like charitably like trumpets if you're trying to sell some kind of, end of the world scenario or some shit. I don't know. Is the strange sound silence?
Yeah, it might be. You can hear it. It's pretty low though. There it is. Hang on.
Sounds like somebody hitting a gong in Tokyo. Go figure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I need to hear more of it. That I've heard other places. See, when I hear the sounds, when it mimics another sound, here, I'll rewind that, folks. Sorry. Then to me, it's more convincing.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, what strange sounds in the sky 2020? 230.
What kind of world do you
I don't
want
want
to
to
live
add.
in?
Sorry,
I want people to wear what they want.
I don't care what you want people to wear.
Let's see. I don't know, man.
It's one of those constant noises that I need to hear, like the trumpets. Sounds like trumpets. Here we go.
I love the smell of farts in the morning. Smells like trumpets.
Smells like burritos.
But sounds like flautas.
I don't hear anything.
I don't hear a damn thing.
You can barely hear it, but
I don't hear a thing.
yeah, it sounds like a low trumpet being, but I would have to. I can't crank the sound up anymore. It's not really worth listening.
Could be someone's stereo in the house. They're watching some movie where they're
Ukraine one. That's really good. There.
Ukraine's best
There it is.
trumpet. 8 years ago, 414,000 views.
Well, this is an explainer. This.
People have been recording strange noises
Oh God! See, fucking YouTube. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Here it is. It pulsates.
Huh.
There it goes.
Huh. I don't know. It sounds kind of like Mecha Godzilla mixed in with a trumpet.
Uh-huh. I wanted to go back and watch that. Hang on.
See, I'll tell you why I feel like this shit is a hoax. If you heard this, wouldn't you like be peeking out your window? Wouldn't you be like looking up at the sky? Wouldn't this guy who's walking around like be like WTF? But they're just all walking around their business and not doing any reacting. I mean, doesn't that seem a little suspect?
A little bit. But some people might think it's construction. And I see, when I first heard these, I thought they were hoaxes too. I thought it was part of as a matter of fact, the first thing I heard, it was a marketing thing for Transformers. And that's when I went, okay. And then, but then they kept happening. And there used to be so many more videos than there are now. And probably some of them were certainly fake. But then you started hearing the same ones from other ones, and you would see there are videos out there where you see the whole neighborhood come out and they're like, what the fuck is that noise?
Okay.
Now you could get all your neighbors to do that, I'm sure, but like these things were being reported everywhere for a long time. So yeah, and it could be atmospheric. That's the thing, is that, I mean, there is probably I'm going to go back here. I saw the news clip. Hang on, I saw it. There it is right there. I wonder if we can watch this. Is this the meteor we're talking about?
On April 29th at 4:56 in the morning, there are reports that an asteroid measuring between 1.1 and 2.5 miles in diameter will come within 3.9 million miles of Earth. Is this a doomsday scenario or nothing to worry about? We're going to go to an expert. Let's bring in the chief astronomer with the Franklin
I guess the way he's
Institute,
smiling, it's
Derek Pitts. Derek, welcome
yeah.
to Jason
Oh,
News.
we're
How
all
are
going to
you?
die.
Thanks for having me, Bill. Great to be here.
I'm just
All right,
pleased to be able to tell you that we're not going to make
3.9
it.
million miles in space terms. I imagine that's pretty close.
You know, you could count it as close in one sense, but there's another way we can think of it. So let's do it like this. Let's do it in terms of how many times that's the distance from the Earth to the moon. As it turns out, that's 16 times farther away than the moon is from Earth. So while it's not as far away as Pluto, it's not as close as the moon either.
So let me ask you, I mean, things are hitting the Earth all the time, right? When's the last time something big hit the Earth that it was something that people should be concerned about?
Well, the last time there was something that really impacted Earth was 50,000 years ago. This is a really major object that struck the Earth 50,000 years ago that created the big meteor crater that's out at Meteor Crater, Arizona. That's a pretty big one. Now, just a couple of years ago, there was the meteor that fell down into the Earth's atmosphere over Chelyabinsk, Russia. And that causes a huge furor because it shattered windows for miles around. And actually, a small piece of it was found in a nearby lake, but it exploded in the atmosphere above the ground.
So that 50,000 years, are we due?
Not really, because what's happened over the years that the Earth has been here is that all the planets of the solar system, particularly Jupiter, have been sweeping up a lot of the material that has been left over from the beginning of the solar system that earlier in the Earth's history did cause a lot of impacts and problems for the planets. This long before life came up on the planet, and some afterwards, as we know from what happened to the dinosaurs some 65 million years ago. But in essence, there isn't anything on anybody's radar, that's NASA or any of the other space agencies that are tracking these objects, that are due to make any, shall we say, close encounters to Earth for at least the next 100 years.
So keep your plans for this summer.
I'm glad that meteors are so prompt and they don't just fall out of the sky when they need, just whenever. Doomcock, isn't that nice? He is muted. I did not know that.
Sorry. No. I was going to say, I just didn't want to talk over your thing. Yeah, it does. I mean, I think that's a swell thing. It gives me a great deal of comfort that these guys are on a timetable.
Yeah.
And I think that does make an interesting amount of sense, though, this idea that the other planets have been kind of over the many, millennia have been kind of sweeping up a lot of these things. That's good. Although I think the logic is a little flawed because you have to remember that our entire solar system is traveling as well, as is the galaxy. Although things are kind of spreading out, so I don't know. I don't know how valid that is. Probably the chat knows. There's scientists
It's
in the chat, but it occurs to me that if the solar system is moving as well, then that's
plus he
I
didn't
think
mention
that might be somewhat valid,
all of the
but not entirely.
meteor craters we're still discovering. There are a bunch in the ocean that we have no idea. It's clear that the Earth has gone through many changes just prior or after 50,000 years ago, like I said. And I mean, who knows? I've been to Meteor Crater, by the way. That was fun. That was cool as hell. It's like a mile long, and you get to see what a mile is. Because Melissa walked to the other side of the crater, right? So you get to see visually what a mile is to somebody, and you're like, at first it doesn't look that long, and then when you see somebody walk over there, you go, oh, it's weird. But it's definitely a cool place to go. But no, we're finding stuff all the time, and they suspect that something went into the Indian Ocean 5,000 years ago. And cause tsunamis and stuff. Casey Osowski for $5 says, "Here's a little scratch for the two of the nicest guys I know." Oh, thanks, Casey. I appreciate.
Thank you, Casey. I appreciate that, my friend.
Only a super volcano will
later. Just telling you, man. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's all right. Arch villain live stream later. Arch villains.
Yes, exactly.
Arch villains
for my arch villains.
Bird of Prey 5 Kapla, my man. He says only a super volcano will let us forget about CV19. Yeah, that I would rather concentrate on CV19 than a super volcano.
If that thing goes off, it is game over, man.
Game over.
Game over.
And we're talking, of course, Yellowstone, which freaks out Joe Rogan. He talks about it all the time. And well, then why do you live on the West Coast? Go live on the East Coast then. Crazy Cat Guy for $5. Just something to say thanks for all the Nerdrotic Live and Doomcock for all that Nerdrotic and Doomcock do. Love the content both of you produce. Why, thank you, Crazy Cat Guy.
Thank you, sir.
Lady Gravemaster for $10. Would you like to hear about Disney data? Yes, Lady Grave. Yeah, sure. So some already happened. Like I said on the Inquisition, but trends don't lie, and they're talking, just forecasting, and yeah. So, Lady Gravemaster, do you forecast trends? Is that what you do? Is that kind of a hobby of yours? Or let me know in the chat. Like, what's up with that?
She seems very good at it.
Yeah, no, I'm like fascinated by trends. I've been a student of trends my entire life, so I absolutely down there with it, right there with you. Not down there, just forecasting and conjecture. So I understand if you don't want to know, lay it on us. Just put in the chat, hit @Nerdrotic Live, and let us know what you heard. Just let us know. We're interested, and we will talk about it. Oberon for 20 Danish krona. Thanks, you two, inspiring me to take on my own channel. Excellent. We need the more the merrier. There is plenty of room here on YouTube, the second largest search engine on the planet, and honestly the most useful one. And yeah, I want to see your content, Oberon. Thanks, buddy. Scottish Nerd for £2. Hail ExoZoners, unicorns rock. Yes. I've been getting that in my chat all week since we talked about the unicorns being a phallic symbol on the Inquisition. That was hilarious. Putting homeless in shelters to spread it. What the fuck, San Francisco? I didn't say we were smart over here. No. There is that talk. Okay. There is the talk of, is this actually helping? I mean, you got to ask. I mean, this has to slow it down, right? You would think this has to slow it down. We're not interacting as much. We're inside, so fewer people will get it. But the question remains, and I'm just saying this as a big dummy on the internet, okay? Don't you want these things to like play themselves out? And is it going to play itself out anyway? Or is this actually helping? If it's helping, great. Awesome. I hope it does. I hope we did all this for some good. I really do.
Well, I look, the theory of it is basically that if we can keep it from peaking in a concentrated way beyond capacity to treat, then that's a very, very bad thing. So, doing it like this hopefully means that it slows kind of the progression and will help to keep health professionals and hospitals and shit from being overwhelmed. Although honestly, I don't have any information on how bad it is. I don't know what to trust. I mean, for what I've heard, it's extremely contagious, but not as bad as flu. Now other people are fear mongering, but hell, I've heard that you can have it and barely notice. So I just don't know what to think.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the person.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of the bank holiday that we had in the Depression. Okay, so people were making a run on the banks. They were taking the cash out, and FDR, when he got into office, did the bank holiday, and he said, "Listen, we need to get our shit together. I'm a new president. We need to see, what kind of situation the banks are in, where the funds are. So we're not going to let anybody go to banks for, I think it was 10 days a week, to get everything ironed out." And the fact of the matter was that wasn't enough time to get things ironed out. They just wanted to calm the country down. And I'm not saying this is it. I'm just saying it reminds me of that, where it's just like, hey, we need to just, so we don't have a panic. We're going to take a bank holiday. And, did it work eventually? But it stopped people from making a run on the bank. The Depression still happened. So, God, I just, I don't want to think about it. What got us out of sorry, I just unplugged my headphones because I did a cringe.
No!
I was just thinking, what got us out of the Depression? Oh yeah, World War II.
Over there. Actually, that's World War One.
Yep.
World War II songs are in the
World War
public
I?
domain. So,
well, World War One is so hip right now because of 1917 Doomcock. So,
I know, and of course, Blackadder goes forth. That was also very good. And that Peter Jackson documentary, where he took all that footage, and made it really reproduce the colors, had expert lip readers figuring out what the hell people in the footage were saying, and got people from the correct regions to do the correct dialects. Have you seen it? It's and they shall not be forgotten. I forget the name of it.
I've seen pieces of it. I'm probably going to watch. Yeah,
it's amazing, actually.
Hey, he's doing a Beatles documentary. It's coming out in August. Peter Jackson.
Ooh,
yeah! It looks fucking amazing. I can't wait for it.
I wonder how the hell. What is there to see of the Beatles that we haven't seen?
I don't. It's supposed to be here. I'll look it up real quick. That's a good question. By the way, I was not aware, but there is a Beatles vinyl box set, and it is amazing. It's super expensive though, but it's amazing. Beatles documentary.
I mean, Beatles are my favorite band, but I don't really collect vinyl. All these kind of guys that say vinyl is best. It's like, look, the science really doesn't support it. I mean, in terms of it sounding better, I think maybe vinyl sounds better at the highest ends, where you've got a perfect system, perfectly calibrated with the needle just the right weight, with pristine records, no vibration, maybe. But for peasants like us, that can't afford to spend, God knows how much on a fucking turntable and system to get that sweet, warm analog sound. Look, it's not gonna matter that much, in my opinion. If I'm ignorant, you can correct me, but the whole thing about analog waves is they're smooth. Well, yes, but what you've got is a kind of a jagged line on a digital signal, but that jagged line is like a staircase that is jagging 44,100 to 48,000 times a second. So it seems smooth to us, so I don't know, man. What do you think?
I love it on headphones. What's better? It depends. A lot of CDs were recorded like shit.
Well, yeah.
You get the remastered stuff and it sounds pretty good. But a lot of the original stuff that I bought, it's just terrible waveform and it's over compressed.
Well, that depends on the mastery, but there's no inherent
it's slight. The only reason I get
right.
vinyl is I played on a stupid dumb record player that's not expensive at all. I like the art. I love having albums and the art.
Oh yeah,
the packaging.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate freaking CD cases. They break. They're brittle. I have them, of course, but yeah, and I really hate digital. I do. I just it becomes so disposable to me. I don't know, but I like having the physical media. So Peter Jackson's eagerly awaited the beat. Here, I'll put this up here. Hang on, let me share it. This does sound kind of interesting because we have some unseen
I'm all ears. I love the Beatles, as you know.
And yeah, Peter Jackson's eagerly awaited the Beatles Get Back. A new documentary on the band during its final year will be released in theaters by Disney on September 4th.
So what are they going to do? Okay, never mind.
Culled from 55 hours of footage shot in early 1969, the year I was born, as the Beatles were recording what would become Let It Be. Fuck Let It Be. I don't want to see. Who cares about Let It Be?
Well, see, that's my feeling. I mean, Let It Be is when Phil Spector was there.
Yeah,
not George Martin. And I mean, they were fighting and breaking up, and they were hardly together. And besides, because this is a Disney movie, Peter Jackson will be digitally turning them into women.
Yes.
And the Beatles will be, Gene, Paulette, Georgina, and Ringo. Ringo is the same as a female.
Ringo will be the same. He just has sex with all of them. Yeah. If it was Abbey Road, if they had video of them like doing Abbey Road, that's
one of my favorites of all time.
No God, yeah, I can listen to that over and over again. Such a great album, man.
Yeah,
George Harrison, dude, was awesome.
Oh yeah, I love all the Beatles stuff. I love all the albums, but I mean, Abbey Road, I love the Beatles White Album a hell of a lot. Of course, Sgt. Pepper, Revolver is a great album. Rubber Soul. Although the problem with Rubber Soul, you got to find the right recording, because if you get the damn stereo mix that had all the voices on one side and all the music instruments on the other, that's terrible. That's one of the worst mixes in history. Anyway, sorry.
They were probably freaking, they were doing a lot of drugs back then, Doomcock.
They were, but the problem was that they were recording at a time when most records and stereo systems were mono. So I've got all the mono mixes in a box set. And I wanted them because it's the truest expression of the balance that they wanted, because they stuck around and hung around for the mono mix, and then they would go home and piss off and leave it to the studio engineers to go ahead and do the stereo mix. And it was like an afterthought.
Yep.
So, now the recent remasters by Giles Martin are really good. I mean, amazing. I recommend them highly. If you haven't heard them, Man, they are good.
Where are they available? Did they re-release them as a?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it
There
out.
is like the White Album has a like 5-disc like deluxe, super deluxe version that has the original remastered, and then they have all these kind of like tracks building up to it, including demos from the boys, that we're bringing it to each other, like, hey, I've got this song, and it's amazing. Abbey Road, the same thing. Sgt. Pepper, same deal.
Awesome.
Although I wasn't crazy about the Sgt. Pepper remaster for some reason. It just, I don't know. There's just something about it.
It sounded good the way it was. I'm right with you with the mono stuff, to be honest with you. I'm that's how it was meant to be.
That's right.
So this was pointed out in my last live stream. I wanted to just read a paragraph from Merriam-Webster. Remember, Marvel turned Snowflake, made it a black man. Snowflake.
What?
So Snowflake, as in the Urban Dictionary, says Snowflake was started by Fight Club, which is not true. Okay, people were called snowflakes prior to Fight Club. And what snowflake really means, okay, what it means now is a little SJW, but when you put it on a black man and you name a black man, a superhero Snowflake, you have to remember that in Missouri in the early 1860s, a snowflake was a person who was opposed to the abolition of slavery.
Huh.
That's where the term came from. So somebody brought it up in my stream. I'm like, oh, so I tweeted at Marvel. I probably shouldn't have. I usually don't tweet at Marvel. I'm probably regretting that a little bit, but I tweeted at this definition of Marvel. Don't you find calling Snowflake a snowflake problematic?
Oh, God, in safe space, for fuck's sake.
Fucking safe space. Okay,
well, you know what? I mean, the thing about it is, it would be very, very easy to laugh at these assholes as they basically burn their own kingdom down. So, this shit, Snowflake and safe space, is basically Nero fiddling as Rome burns around him. Great. Yeah. Problem is, it's taken a lot of innocent victims with them, like comic book shops and comic book fans. And it's just fuck all of you people, go fuck yourselves. Fine. You think this is funny, or you think that this is ironic or whatever. I hope you find standing in the fucking unemployment line ironic as well. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Right there with your comic shop owner that you weren't in partnership with, and you were not responsible or beholden to in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
I'm sure that comic shop owner will have a very special message for you.
Yeah.
Euler Greg for $2. Mandela E is multi-dimensional quantum entanglement. Oh my God, that's one of our favorite subjects, the Mandela effect.
Nice. Yeah, well, that absolutely could be. It could be. I mean, if quantum entanglement extends through dimensions, then we could be getting particles that split off. Although I never thought it was a literal split off per se, like mitosis or anything. I thought it was just more of complete fracturing, a clean fracture of reality as different choices get made. But is there some kind of entanglement still between completely separate quantum realities? That's very interesting to me. I don't know. Or is it more likely that people accidentally slip through the cracks and don't transition? Or regardless of quantum reality, it seems to me that there is still only one consciousness. I would say a non-dual consciousness, and one is duality. And so, in a sense, we all know everything. We're just not supposed to be able to channel that in our individual coordinates. But yeah, maybe it weakens. That's a very interesting observation there.
Yeah. Wow, that's a rabbit hole that
Yeah.
That would be crazy. I just, yeah. What if freaking CERN? Okay, we've talked about CERN,
Yeah.
and every time they fire that up, what if it is doing that? What if it's just flipping reality on us? And what if it's like taking people out of our lives? Like, 10 minutes ago I was married, and then they turn on CERN, and all of a sudden I'm just a single guy in a house, and something's weird, something's off. Can't quite figure it out. Oh, it's deja vu.
Yeah. Right.
Never
Guess
know.
we'd never know for sure.
Never know for sure.
Right.
Um,
Probably the idiots at CERN wouldn't know either.
they wouldn't know either.
Morons. I just don't believe in screwing around with that kind of thing without knowing the long-term effects. I mean, I don't know.
No, dude, you and I both listened to the Art Bell where he was grilling Michio Kaku on this.
Right.
And Michio Kaku could not, and they got along. Like, he's a really nice guy. But Art kept on trying to get him to say that there is 100% no chance that a black hole will open up in our planet, and he wouldn't do it. He's all,
Right.
well, Art, you don't understand. It's like they go at so fast, and these things would have to do this. He's all, no, Mr. Michio Kaku, will there be a black hole? Well, no, yes or no. He just said yes, and he couldn't answer. He's all, there is a chance. He got him to finally say basically, yes, there is a chance we could open up like a little pinhead sized. Oh, why is my chat disconnecting all of a sudden? That is weird. It's just on the inside of my YouTube. It's not, you guys don't notice.
Oh,
it, but,
okay.
my chat keeps disconnecting for some reason. Let me pull down some windows here, and that'll probably help. That'll probably help a lot. Yeah. And he couldn't, Michio Kaku finally had to like say, yeah, I guess something could happen. Art was all,
I knew it was so.
Yeah.
Thank you for confirming what we all knew.
Yeah. It's disturbing.
It is. John Smith for $1.99 says Patriot Act 2 electric woo flu.
Oh, electric woo flu. Geez, like Boogaloo, only. Yeah, that's funny. That's very clever, sir.
Are we allowed to say where the flu or where it came from? Because
I don't think we're allowed to say anything. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, because all of a sudden the story changed, and we've really got to do something about our partnership with China. I think this has now become a problem, don't you think? Now that I don't know, the military can't get ordnance, and we can't get drugs now because they're imported out of China, and we're shutting down all the shipping. I think that's a problem. Maybe I'm being a little unreasonable. I'm sorry if I'm being unreasonable. We need to start making more shit here.
No, I'm agreed entirely, and of course it would mean jobs, and it would boost the economy, and hell, I'm all for it. I mean, of course the problem is it's more expensive here, but I don't know. Maybe it's a price worth paying. But yeah, shit. One crisis at a time,
Yeah, right. Travels in time for Australian to $20. Patriotism is the last refuge of a scoundrel, says Sam Johnson. Last refuge of as scoundrel. I'm a scoundrel.
Well, that's been a saying for a long time, and they just stand up there and salute the flag and put their hands on their heart, but watch what they're actually doing. The other saying that goes with that is, by their deeds shall ye know them.
Ye know them. Yep.
That's my take on it.
No, sorry. I have to pass my remotes to Mrs. Nerdrotic. I had
okay
remote in here. No, that's hey. Yeah, I'm right there with you. In Germany, alternative media says they are ushering in the New World Order, and 2, there will be a medical dictatorship with mandatory vaccine, etc. Says holding out for a hero girl. I all bets are off. I have a curfew in San Francisco. Did I think there would be a curfew in San Francisco a week ago? No. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous, I have to say.
It is. Surprise, surprise. The Earn It Act is stealing what remains of our privacy under the guise of protecting children. A golden key to all encrypted messages. And it is a bipartisan support. RIP freedom. Yeah. If that is for real.
Well, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just wonderful?
Fucking.
I mean, you know, what a bunch of fucking phonies. I swear to God, both sides. It's just, gee, come on, man. Come on. That's pathetic.
Right?
I hope that's not true.
I do too. Fuck. A golden key to all encrypted messages. What the fuck?
You can't do that.
No.
You can't do it because then it'll wind up in the hands of criminals, of course.
Yeah. Every fucking single time. I mean, you might as well work with them at this point.
Yes.
Just to minimize the damage. You might as well just invite them in.
It's ridiculous.
Any chance we could get the ghost of Ken Nordine, Lord Doomcock?
The ghost of Ken Nordine?
The ghost of Ken Nordine, yeah.
I don't know. Who the hell is Ken Nordine?
Who is Ken Nordine? I don't know.
Sorry. It would depend on who Ken is. Sorry, I don't know.
He's a voiceover actor. He's a voiceover. Ken Nordine was an American voiceover actor, recording artist, best known for his series Word Jazz album. His deep, resonant voice has also been featured in commercial advertisements and movie trailers.
Huh. I guess the answer is no, because I don't. I'd have to hear him and probably practice a little bit. Sometimes I can just nail it off the cuff, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know this guy. Sorry, I probably recognize him if I heard him, but I don't know.
Yeah. Was he the In a World guy? I thought that guy
probably In a World.
Basil the pumpkin seagull for $5 Canadian. CV tried to get Basil the seagull, and well, after all the powerful jabs I gave it, now you know why it's so bumpy and irregular shaped. Well, there you go.
Huh.
Well, you've got to watch out for the bird flu there, Basil.
Hey,
that was the last one, right? Was that the last one?
Yeah, it might have been. The bird flies. The bird flew. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
It's conjugation. What can you do about it?
Jamboffy for £5 says, I am English. I live in France. America are obvious to what's happening. People are oblivious to what's going on. People are dying, and not only old people. Please take this seriously. I don't know if we're oblivious or not. I can't say that. I think we're trying to take it seriously. We're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yes,
Jamboffy. We know what's going on in Italy. But yeah, I don't know if it's left and right or if it's, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Are we getting, if we're getting like a huge death toll out of Europe, they're not telling us then,
right?
Are you guys hearing about a massive death toll in Europe?
No.
I mean, I know people are sick. We got there are 149 mutations in the 130 genomes of novel coronavirus, 83 of which may cause biological protein changes. Hope you get to type S, says Barada Rexbot. SARS-CoV-2 has a major subtype, L and S. There are 149 mutations. That's in the chat right there. But yes, Nerdrotic, my daughter-in-law's mother died of it, says Hecatat's daughter. Yes, Nerdrotic, my daughter-in-law's mother died of it. That's terrible.
That is.
That
is. I'm sorry to hear that.
Bill Gates wants to put chips on people. I have a link. Sindek, over my dead fucking body. Never happened to any of my kids, any of my family.
Yeah.
Never, fucking never. CDC is pure greed. Italy just passed China. Well, do we listen? We have no idea how many people died in China. Come on. We don't. We don't know. So I'm guessing a lot more than they told us. Remember Alexander Heller and everybody. This is the media we're talking about here. I don't know. This is why I said I don't know. I'm not saying I don't believe it. They could be downplaying it or they could be upplaying it. We don't know because they have lied to us for the last 4 fucking years. Oh, more than that, a lot longer than that. But like they've been like blatant about it lately. They've been these people who called out Alex fucking Jones have become Alex fucking Jones. They've become it. So how are we supposed to believe that? Like, honestly, I don't see the difference between them and a lot of other people. So Lord of the Eagle reaches 10 pounds. Guys, this is real. We are swamped. We have 20 years and been in 20 years in the ICU, and we don't have enough ventilators. The elderly and immune compromised are big troubles. The data from Italy is terrifying. And this is Lord of the Eagles reaches for 10 pounds. Yeah, I've heard it's like horrifically bad there, but yeah. Seems like Corona is just a strong flu, but it went beyond immunity threshold of a lot of the elderly. I tried to joke, but my heart goes out to all the victims. Yeah. And no, that's fine. We got to make light of this once in a while, man. But seriously, we're not saying it's not bad. I'm not downplaying it at all. I just don't know. And if it turns out that we are doing the right thing right now, then good. I'll tell you right now, though, at least over here, it doesn't look like people are too concerned. Maybe they should be more concerned. But what we don't want is panic. We seriously don't want panic. That doesn't mean don't be scared or cautious or anything like that. We just don't panic and start beating each other up for canned goods and stuff, because then death tolls will rise. They will absolutely rise, and they'll have nothing to do with coronavirus. So we just need more truth from the media. That's all I'm asking for. If it's scary, hard truth, good. But you can't blame me or Doomcock or anybody in the chat for not believing them. They burned through that already. So it puts us in a very dangerous situation. Like I said earlier in the live stream, when we need the media, we need them. This is their time to shine and help us and inform. And instead, they want to still run with their fucking narratives.
Right.
And right. And we can see through that shit. All of us can see through that shit. I don't care if I don't give a fuck if you agree with it or not. This isn't the time for narratives.
No.
I mean, you might as well just set yourself on fire. Honestly, it does no good. You're just sowing the seeds of division. We're looking to blame people, right? It's way too early to blame anything right now. We need to get this taken care of, and hopefully, we can blame something later. Hopefully it's the right person or right entity and not the wrong person or wrong entity. But you know how things go. Yeah. It's a worldwide concentrated concerted conspiracy. And by the way, I just want to tell that I did say that all ideas are welcome here. So we're going to get conflicting ideas. And one of the things we do here in the ExoZone is we consider the possibility, but nothing is fact. We state nothing is fact. And usually we just talk about UFOs and conspiracies and stuff. And this is a place to talk about it, because generally, Doomcock and I are not going to talk about it on our other channels. We're going to keep it very light and focused on the pop culture stuff. But we have Holding Out for a Hero Girl for 10 pounds. It's a worldwide concerted conspiracy. There was a meeting about it in New York in November 2019. The Simpsons predicted it in Marge in Chains and called it the Osaka flu. The Simpsons has been prophetic in a lot of things, but I think that's just because there's 5 million Simpsons episodes and there's only so many stories in the world.
They're going to hit something.
They're going to hit something right. Algorithms in the sewer. Gertie says weaponized nostril flare. Who's Gertie? The algorithm is in the sewer right now.
Yeah. I just saw a message from Critical Drinker asking if there was something weird about the views going on YouTube. So it's not just me, at least. Like I was talking to you about it before, and I'm not happy about it.
No, it's hitting everybody. The fact of the matter is YouTube put a message out about 4 days ago. There's no real human beings in the building right now. It's all being run by bots. And these human beings do have to adjust the algorithm once in a while. And
apparently constantly, because things are not working right. Well, the algorithm ain't right, boy, I tell you what.
it ain't, but it's I don't know what to say.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I'll just keep chugging along.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
We will.
Yeah. 3,000 dead in Italy, says Mark Lloyd. Mark Lloyd says 3,000 dead in Italy. A lot, man. Now,
shit.
We got, according to CNN, okay, Italy just surpassed China in the most numbers of deaths related to coronavirus, making it the world's deadliest center of the outbreak. The number of deaths has reached 3,405 in Italy Thursday, 156 more than China's toll, which I just don't believe. The total number of cases rose from 41,000 with 5,322 new cases added. The grim figures comes hours after China marked a major milestone in a battle to limit the spread, reporting no new locally transmitted confirmed cases for the first time since the pandemic began. As cases reached up, Italy imposed nationwide restrictions similar to those in China, placing more than 60 million people under lockdown. Italy's world-class health system has been pushed to the brink amid the outbreak, especially in the country's north, which has been the highest concentration of cases. People are being treated in field hospitals and lined up in corridors inside the strained public facilities, doctors and nurses. I think we're going toward an extension, certainly. It is clear the measures to tackle the outbreak, both the one that has closed a lot of countries' businesses and individual activities, and the one that concerns the school, can only be extended to the deadline. I don't know. I'm looking for stay at home. Chinese medical experts helping the country deal with the crisis said the measures in the hard-hit Lombardy region are not strict enough. The situation is similar to what we experienced 2 months ago in Wuhan, China, the epicenter of COVID-19. In the city where Wuhan, after 1 month since the adoption of the lockdown policy, we see decreasing trend from peak of the disease. So they're saying it helps. The lockdown helps, essentially. Here in
how can it help? How can it not?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I heard a piece of good news directly from my friend John Tinnett in Hong Kong, saying that things were getting better and life was getting more back to normal. So, I mean, that was a quote from him. So we'll see.
Why did it hit Italy so hard, though? That's so weird. Is it?
They may be very social. I don't know, Mary. I mean, you've been there, so
yeah,
you would know more than I would. I've not been there.
Well, I was in the South, so it's not as advanced as the North. It's
right.
It's It reminded me a lot of Mexico, parts of Mexico. But people were really nice. It was, but it's as far as world-class health system,
Right.
probably in the north, I would say, yeah, in Italy proper. And yeah, it's a great country. Maybe they didn't lock it down soon enough. I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know, or maybe they did and it just spread and there was nothing they can do about it. That's too bad. I think that the beer flu was being developed as a bioweapon for future use, but someone didn't follow proper procedures, and it made it in the public. All out of bubble gum for $5. That's what I'm leaning towards. I don't know if a bioweapon, but I would say that well, it's no secret that all governments work on these things, although bioweapons, I think, are supposed to be illegal.
Yes.
I think there's a Geneva Convention thing where that's not supposed to be. I don't know if China was part of that or not. And yeah, it sounds like to me it was either those open food markets, like in the Midnight's Edge video, that it got spread that way, or it was something in those markets in the proximity to a lab. I heard that one, and somehow it got out.
Damn it.
Nicholas Horton thinks it's the Russians that released the biological weapon in China. I don't know. I haven't heard that one, Nicholas.
No, I haven't either.
George, the Georgia Stones. It's all in the Georgia Stones, says travels in time, Australian $10. You know, I used to know what the Georgia Stones said. I'll have to go back and look. Off topic. Please give the DVDs I sent you a chance and watch the Bollywood scenes or even one whole movie. Trust me, you'll really enjoy it. Holding Out for a Hero Girl. Thank you again for the gift. I will eventually, as I do with all gifts, watch them. I promise you that. And I'll let you know when I do. But I've got a lot of stuff lined up here.
I watched the opening to Ghost World yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And I mean, that movie is flawed. I like the graphic novel much better than the movie, but I do love the opening with that Bollywood number that is so fantastic. So I watched it just to watch that Bollywood number.
That's cool. Travels in time for Australian $10. Walter Veit does interesting doco on Earth calamity called the Universal Flood. I will check. I think I've heard that. I think I've actually seen that. Mary Ashmead for $5. Gary, we had a 5.7 earthquake yesterday with so many aftershocks, 4.5 with lots of 3s and 2s aftershocks. My poor cats kept running under the bed. Yeah, big old earthquakes in Salt Lake City only mean one thing. Yellowstone.
Oh God, I hope not, dude.
Yeah.
That would be it. That's game over shit right there.
Yeah. Doughboy the sequel, Australian $5. Greetings, gents. I hope all is well. Have you heard of the Min Min lights phenomenon? I think I have.
Min Min?
Min Min. I know the brown lights that are in the south, but let's take a look at that. Let's take a look.
I don't know.
And yeah, whenever you got to take off, man. I know.
I got about 5 minutes more. I gotta have a arch villain meeting that was previously scheduled. I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's all right.
I did it like last week.
The Min Min lights are in Australia, and we did take a look at that last time. Yes, thank you very much. That's like the brown lights. They're these lights that just pop up, and they're like clockwork almost. Well, not clockwork, but you can film them. You know, they do happen. They repeat, and it's very, very strange. Thanks for the stream to help with the quarantine life. If it wasn't for the internet and streaming services, I think people would be eating each other by now. This is PH Grunt for $14.99.
That's right. Ill-advised. That's
ill-advised.
You do know that.
So GHK says, here's the reason Italy, what happened. A report came out of Italy was hit hard because 80% of the dead are average 75 years or older. Italy has the second longest lifespan lifespan expectancy after China. Well, it's all that goddamn good food they eat.
Well,
Food
that
is
might
so
explain
good.
some.
I could that I don't get. I mean, explain the science of like food that's like it's oil, but it's the way it's prepared and the pasta and stuff. I mean, you can just eat pounds of it and not gain weight. I lost weight in Italy. I lost
That's
weight.
weird. Well, maybe you
Nice.
were walking a lot, though.
I was.
You know, it's possible, but I don't know, man. Good food can be healthy, I guess.
Yes, I can. Dustin Rogers for $5. Hail, my lord. Hail, Nerd Rock. How are you guys doing today? I am late to the stream. We're doing good, Dustin. We're doing
Hanging
good.
in.
Hanging in. You know, I mean, it's serious. It's freaking serious. Anyone seen Blue Beam holograms recently? Not recently, Modalicious for $2. I don't think Blue Beam is in effect. Not
No,
quite
I don't
yet.
think so.
I think generally the media is probably coming at us like this. We're going to scare the shit out of these people. And so we'll get everybody to stay inside, and they think they're probably doing some good. And it depends. Like I said, it depends on the situation. We don't know if this thing is just, it spikes up regionally somewhere in some cases, because I mean, again, why is it so bad in Italy? Is it bad in France too? How about the UK?
I don't know.
Is it happening in the UK too? What about Spain?
How do we know, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I ask. I don't know. It's not like I'm skeptical. I just literally don't know.
Right.
Apex Tyrannus, the real name for the CV is SARS-CoV-2. Zero Hedge has a good article with compelling evidence that it was a bioweapon that was stolen from a Canadian lab by China and then escaped China's lab. And Apex, the mainstream media has floated this out there too. They were early on. I don't know if they are anymore, but they were early on. And I wouldn't be surprised at all. And okay, let's just say hypothetically, it's a bioweapon. And we find out definitively it was a bioweapon. And we find out definitively where it came from. What do we do? Is that an act of war?
I don't know, man. That's not good.
No, it's not. No, it's not fucking good. It's like bad. But what do we do?
Very bad.
You know, it's like, or do we let it go and just say, don't do it again? You know, like I don't know. I would say no to that, but
yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I got to run. I got to
jump out, man.
Prepared for that thing. But I guess we'll do this again next week, shall we?
We'll do it again next week, baby, on your channel.
All right, dude. Hang in there, and God bless you guys in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here on ExoZone, and we're going to try to do this every week as best we can, and hope to see y'all next time.
All right, dude. Take it easy, man.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you're just stuck with me. You're just stuck with me. All right, so we got the noise is the alien that Jake Skywalker milked, says Jeff Green for $1.99. You know, that does explain a lot, Jeff. Man, you just spoiled it. I thought it was aliens, but you're right. Zachary Shaw for $9.99. The answer I got about the sounds was it was tectonic plates pressing against each other and the noise filtering up through the cracks of the earth. This sort of makes sense to me. What do you guys think? But the sound was coming from the sky, not from the ground. If it came from the ground, I would absolutely believe that. The scientific answer I heard was it is cosmic rays and energy from the sun hitting the atmosphere, and that occasionally actually makes a noise, which I could believe, and that's why it's coming from the sky. But sure. But it could be a harbinger of something too. I mean, remember, like the creepiness about this is there is in the book of Revelations, there is the sound of trumpets. That is one of the harbingers. So it could mean I am one of those people who thinks that a lot of our myths are based in some type of truth, and it's just misinterpreted truth. And it's how the people of the time could interpret things based on what they knew. Like if they saw a flying saucer, it would be a chariot to them or something else or an angel. I'm not saying they did definitively. I'm just giving an example. So, yeah, I mean, it could have been a pole shift. Who knows? Who knows? John Smith for $4.99. Gary, have you heard of Judas Priest's Painkiller album? Of course I have. It's fast as fuck. 9.5 out of 10 would recommend. Yes. John Smith. I used to work in record stores when I was a kid. So I was as into music as I was comics. So I used to be aware of like every single album released by every artist, whether I liked them or not. I used to know the Billboard Top 100 by heart. Yeah, I used to be, and then I just got out of music. I don't know, like Napster was awesome, but then it kind of ruined everything. And it wasn't their fault. It was just the music industry ruined everything because they didn't know how to deal with Napster. Instead of embracing it, they were dicks and they were greedy. And now they're what used to be the biggest industry as far as entertainment is now the third biggest. It's nothing. And it's filled with like pop divas and bullshit like that. It's boring. All the conspiracies are truth except either the flat earth or the hollow earth. It can't be flat and hollow. Michael Henley for $10. No, it can't. There can be caves, but it cannot be hollow. No, the earth is not hollow, but there can be caves, big old ass caves. Thoughts on climate change? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's man-made. John Smith on $1.99. The climate is always changing on this planet, whether men are here or not. Science has proven that throughout time. And the ancient the cataclysm that was over 12,000 years ago, like utterly destroyed parts of this planet, and it recovered. So our planet can recover. Okay. But do I believe in climate change? I believe the climate changes, yes. But I think anytime, what I believe is anytime an issue gets politicized, I stop believing. How's that for you? Eric K for $4.99. Gary in Nerdrotic channel, I cannot chat nor super chat. YouTube is zero help. FYI, internet gas is when gamers eat too many hot pockets. Ah, yes. Gary in Nerdrotic channel. What do you mean on my channel? On the main one or here? Well, you obviously super chatted here. You can't super chat at my other channel? Oh, that's weird. I was getting super chats. There might be a bug in the system. Were you signed in as Eric K? I need a little more details, Eric K. Just hit me up in the chat or email me. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, sometimes that things happen. Overlord VHS says fake. What's fake? I don't know what's fake. Some stuff is fake, some stuff is real. Chris Swain for $10. When I was stationed in the UK back in the early 2000s, I used to hear those kind of sounds out of nowhere all the time. I lived in a rural town out in the country. No idea where they came from. So you've heard them. You've heard them. And I've had a lot of people email me say they heard them too. So yeah, I think they're real. That was the White Album at 10 RPM backwards, says M. Feliciano for $1.99. This is way back when we were doing the weird noises about an hour ago. Sam Whiskey for $1.99. Hello, boys and girls. It's flying hubcap time. It is. It is. Grandpappy Fisk for $5. Could the government be preparing to pull a Ozymandias to try to unite the world? Crazy times we're living in. I wouldn't put it past them, Grandpappy Fisk. Wanted to change careers, but SF'd over me for fuck's sake, says somebody. Yep. Act of God. We can get frustrated and feel your feelings, be frustrated. But honestly, there's a point where we all have to say, listen, my channel was rolling. Things were great on YouTube. And now I don't know. I don't know if I keep doing this. I don't know. I want to. I'm going to keep doing it as long as I can. My wife can't go to work. My wife can't go to her salon right now. And it's good. I'm glad she's home. I am. Safety first. Safety first. I mean, the good news out of this is, like the guy said on Joe Rogan, this largely isn't hitting kids. So that's good. But they can carry it. That's the thing. Just because they don't get sick doesn't mean they can't carry it. And that was according to the doctor who was on Joe Rogan's thing. It does hit some kids, but the percentages are very, very low as compared to anybody else. But it does hit. It's not just elderly. Okay. It's not just elderly. It's hitting some 40 and 50-year-olds too. But there are, weight is an issue. Whether you're a longtime smoker is an issue, especially if you're past 60. There's things, there's underlying factors. We're overdue for a lot of apocalyptic events, says Project 17. Well, people always feel that way, Project. And I'm not trying to poo-poo you, but we just had a world war. We had 2 world wars within the last 100 years. We had the Spanish flu over 100 years ago. Those are blips in the general scheme of things, in the big picture. Those are blips. We've actually had quite a bit of strife. We've just had a very comfortable, as far as America is concerned, I'm speaking for America, okay? Very comfortable 4 decades. But if you also look at the bigger picture of life, this was one of the more peaceful times in America's history since it started. Crime has been down. Crime's like, listen, crime used to be bad for all you youngsters out there. People my age, you remember downtown San Diego used to be dangerous. San Francisco downtown used to be dangerous. Big parts of LA are still very dangerous, but New York used to be dangerous. Some of the places I was walking around in New York, you couldn't walk around 20, 30 years ago. I went to New York as a kid 20, 30 years ago, and it was dirty. It was trash everywhere. It was like the Joker. Not that, but I mean, there wasn't giant rats. Okay. Not that I saw anyway. I did see a lot of rats on the street in New York. I did. Matt G, thanks for the phallic symbol for $1.49. Max for $5 Canadian. I recommend a book filled with magic, mythical creatures, super powered people that will make you question reality itself. It's called the Bible. Enjoy. Thank you, Max. I went to Bible school. When I was a kid. Sam Whiskey for $2.99. What are your thoughts on the Flat Earth Society? Crazy. Or they're just having fun and they're trolling for kicks. I've been in a plane. The Earth isn't flat. Point of personal privilege for $4.99. The quake in Salt Lake City yesterday knocked a trumpet out of the angel statue's hand on the Mormon temple. Wow. Now we're hearing trumpet sounds in the sky again, right? Uh-oh. No such thing as a coincidence. Saucy Wench gives another phallic symbol for $1.49, a rainbow unicorn. Thank you so much. Armchair Warlord for $2. Hail ExoZone. The CMC will stream later today. The Common Man cast will stream later today. Excellent. Right on. Travels in Time for Australian $10. My Lord Doomcock, when I tweet on Twitter using your esteemed moniker, I lose views by the hundreds. Just thought you should know. What? That makes no sense. Okay. My Lord Doomcock, when I tweet on Twitter using your esteemed moniker. Which moniker? You use views on Twitter? Yeah, I don't understand that. Elaborate. Time travels in times when you hit. Just do it in the chat. Just let us know when you say Doomcock or without respect we reject. Which one are you? I mean, Be specific. I don't know what the esteemed moniker is. Geeks, Graves, and Good Stuff for $5. Hail, Gary and Doomcock. Geeks and Graves and Good Stuff is my channel. You two inspired me. Honored if you check it out. I will most definitely check it out. And thank you. I'm glad that we inspired you. Of course I will check it out. Let's see. Hang on. We'll pull it up right now and go subscribe over there. Give me just a mo. All right, I subbed. Is subbed. Toss a coin to your witcher. I don't know. I came across that. It's like, God damn it. I got to do the Witcher review. This would be a great time to do the Witcher review. And folks, the algorithm is just fucked. It's so, I mean, honestly, I'm getting better numbers on live streams right now. I think right now, what's going on with YouTube is there's just nobody here to oversee anything. I think this is just the way it's going to be. So just to let you know, like this is my job right now. This is my income, but I also enjoy the hell out of it. Now, could this be in jeopardy? I don't know. So far, it's fine. I'm not going to panic. Channels go up and down, but just to let you know, like last week, if I dropped a video, I would get, I'm getting a lot of subs back. That's good. But I think we can blame the algorithm, but I think what's really happening is people are just paying attention to the news right now. People are scared and people want to be informed. People don't know what's going on. And that's why I'm really pissed at what Hollywood and the mainstream media and the access media has done for the last 4 years. I'm not going to harp on them too much, but I'm going to bring it up once in a while going, it'd be nice if we were a little more together and we believed you guys. Because it sucks. I want to believe the news. And when I hear CNN come out with 3,000 deaths, all right, so I'm going to mostly believe that, but this is a network that has basically openly said they want to take down an elected leader. Okay, whether you like this elected leader or not, we have a private organization that wants to take it down that used to be known as kind of like the neutral news site in between Fox and MSNBC, and now they just went crazy. It's called Orange Man Bad. And you know what? They got a lot of clicks. They made a lot of money. But now when we need them, there's people who are not going to believe those numbers, and we need real numbers. And I'm not saying they're not real, folks. I'm not. They could be passing it on from somebody who has given you absolute real numbers. The thing is, there's going to be people who doubt that. That's the problem that we're in right now. And I don't have an answer. Okay. I am just a freaking former comic shop owner and talks about pop culture. I don't have an answer. Just, try to be as honest as we can, I subscribe to your channel, Geeks, Graves, and Good Stuff. Winter Wind 89 for $5. My cousin is an ER nurse, and on a good week, the beds are 80% full. To begin with, modern hospitals aren't designed with a 20% complication rate in mind. Yeah, and I think I know they came out and said why that's why they have people locked down, because we can't overwhelm the system. And that's what happened in Italy. It overwhelmed the system, and maybe they didn't lock down soon enough. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I don't want to blame Italy for anything they didn't do. All they are doing is suffering right now. So nobody wants to pile on poor Italy. I hope they're great. I love that country. I had the best time there, and the people were great. El Presidente for 10 pounds. Gary and Doomcock from he's breaking out like foreign terms on me. Armatiris parlez-vous? Parlez-vous? Armatiris parlez-vous? Is that French? I can't speak French, much less read it. El Presidente. Armatiris parlez-vous? But thanks, El Presidente, for 10 pounds. NG1T Teve for $2. Thank you. And you're welcome. Thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you for being here. Alan Massey, parent told me to keep 6 to 12 months of salary in the bank. This is why. They lived through the Depression, Dust Bowl, etc. Yep. Well, I don't have 12. I've got 6. But I mean, that's not everybody's getting paid. Just saying. Heard that an Italian business has sold its operation to a Chinese company, and that all these Chinese ventures, they moved their own workers into northern Italy. So you're saying it's because a bunch of the Chinese were working there. And that's according to Normie Claus. He said, heard that an Italian business sold its operation to a Chinese company. Sorry, Disney. That was a Freudian slip. And has all the Chinese as all Chinese ventures, they moved their own workers into northern Italy. Alan Massey for $5. Parent. Okay, I read that one. Jer Hermy for $2. What's up, Jer Hermy? Did you see the Variety story on Evangeline Lilly? No. What's it concerning? Well, this is probably not good. I'll listen. I don't know if this is advisable, but Evangeline Lilly won't self-quarantine amid coronavirus pandemic. Now, this is listen. I'm really going to come at this is like, are they trying to vilify her? Evangeline Lilly is refusing to self-quarantine. Now, has she traveled? I mean, if she's traveled and she's been around people, I don't know why they're asking her to self-quarantine. Now, it depends on how far we're going. Like, I'm going to go outside today. I'm not going to go to a store, but I'm going outside today. I'm going on a walk. I'm going to get the hell out of the house right after this live stream. I'm taking a walk, and then I got to do some Patreon stuff. But Evangeline Lilly is refusing to self-quarantine during the coronavirus pandemic, despite the advice from health professionals and organizations to stay home and practice social distancing. The Ant-Man and Wasp actress took to Instagram 3 days ago, where she posted a photo of her morning tea and shared that for her family, it is business as usual. Just dropped my kids off at gymnastics camp. They're all washed their hands before going in. They are playing and laughing. Business as usual. She captioned the photo. The most received significant backlash as thousands of comments accused Lilly of being selfish and not taking the spread of. Lilly responded to some of them concerned comments and said she revealed that she is living with her father, who has stage 4 leukemia. I'm also immune compromised. I have 2 young kids. Some people value their lives over freedom. Some people value their freedom over their lives. We'll make our choices with love and respect. 40-year-old star went on to share that she believes the government has taken too much control and that our virus is just a respiratory flu. Where we are right now feels too close to martial law for my comfort already. All in the name of respiratory flu, she wrote in response. It's unnerving. Let's be vigilant right now and kind, watchful, and gracious, keeping a close eye on our leaders, making sure they don't abuse this moment to steal away more freedoms and grab more power. Cities across the United States and around the world have urged the public to self-quarantine as a way to combat the spread of COVID-19. Bars, restaurants, and other places, amusement parks across the a representative for lead did not comment at the request. Yeah, that's interesting. It really depends on, you know what? I'm all about freedom and liberty. I am, as long as you're responsible. If she hasn't like traveled to China or been filming in if she's like been filming in Australia and stuff like that, I'd be careful. Like for example, I don't come into contact with a lot of people, not of late. I work from home and I'm on, I do go to the gym, but I go to the gym on off hours where there's not a lot of people there. And the closest I've been within breathing distance of a human being on gym equipment. So yeah, I've had some contact, but I haven't been in the gym in 2 days now. So it's got a 4-day incubation period. So we would know in a couple days, I guess. But there's part of her, what she says isn't wrong. Okay. This could be, calling it a respiratory flu. I don't know about that, but she's not wrong about we're kind of under martial law right now. Now we're doing this to ourselves and it's very early to tell. And this isn't like, dude, this is above my pay grade. I don't make decisions like this. I talk about pop culture. Am I concerned that the government will use this to create some more laws? Let me put it this way. If Bush was in office, yes, I'd be concerned. If the last guy was in office, yes, I'd be concerned that Congress, because I do believe there is a deep state. I absolutely do. That there is and I think they want to take away our freedoms, and we've already lost a bunch already that I am 1,000% against. Will this situation be used to their advantage? Absolutely. We're already seeing the mainstream media doing that, and all I can say is I wish they didn't, but it's fucking A. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? That's why, again, it's too early to tell right now. But she should be careful. All I got to say is, man, if this goes on any longer, something like that could get her hurt, and she should be careful, especially with her kids. But she's not wrong on some stuff. Sorry to say. And now, if I was a big highfalutin traveler everywhere, I would self-quarantine. If I was like in airports, very close contact to people in an airplane constantly, I would take the time to at least cut myself off from society for a certain amount of time, for like a week or something like that. Although I know there's a 4-day incubation period, but you carry it for longer than that. I don't know for sure. So YouTube just axed you. You're not live under subscription tab. Let me see. Yep. I am gone. Okay, I want you to see this here, folks. You're all still seeing me, right? Hit 1 in the chat. I'm going to put this on camera. All right, so I'm logged in under Nerdrotic. So I'm subscribed to Nerdrotic Live. Tell me if you see the ExoZone anywhere. There we go. 4 hours ago, I have been axed from YouTube. So if you could check your feeds. And it's probably the conversation. I guarantee the conversation. That's some bullshit. Oh well, we're together. It's fine. We'll see what this does to the channel. This Nerdrotic Live was doing good, so we're good. Thank you. Well, at least you guys are here, and I appreciate it. Double check me, but I think it's 6 days incubation. It's 4 days incubation. The doctor on the Joe Rogan report said it's 4 days incubation. I took notes. I take this shit serious. I thought we would discuss it more today, but maybe we'll discuss it more next time. But no, I took notes. Now that's just one doctor. Okay, it's just one doctor, and he could be wrong. So you might be right. Geeks Graves and Good Stuff says thank you. And some nobody, thanks for letting me know. That's a fucking pisser, man. Michael Henley for $50. I knew I was right about subscribing to your channel. Thanks, man. Some nobody, $2. What kind of shithole Chinese gulag is this place? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I understand YouTube wanting to be careful. Unfortunately, there's no human beings to check me out to see if I'm like, I am not trying to say anything's a fact. I allow you guys to say what you want. You're allowed to have your ideas and thoughts here. They do not have to line up with mine. I am willing to consider any possibility. Right now, I'll tell you, I'm leaning towards this being something man-made. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. My sponsor, who's a doctor, 1000% believes it's natural. He says he believes it's natural, and I'll tell you right now, he's Asian, okay, and he thinks it's natural, and he just what he said I won't repeat about China's eating habits in certain part of the country. That's all. And he's a world traveler too. Like he's a Renaissance man kind of dude. Spec. Oh, I probably did miss it. I'll go back up and check. I apologize for missing it. I think you missed my super chat. Also, you should show up on my subscription, but I am on PC. Also, you show up on my subscription, but I'm on a PC. So it must be some nobody. Is it on the phone or are you on a desktop? I didn't check here. Let me check on my other computer. And thanks for checking, everybody. I really appreciate that. And I'll get your other super chat in just a second here, buddy. Give me just a mo. Sorry, give me a second here. Yeah, it's still showing me live on the desktop. Nope. Oh, look at this. Look at that. I just screenshot that. Yeah, I'm gonna give me a second. I'm gonna screenshot it and import it. Oh, what the fuck? I'm actually being suppressed right now. I'm a little offended. I'm a little offended. I'm going to tweet this up. Give me just a second. Why is at YouTube suppressing my live stream? Hang on. I'm posting that picture up right now. And I'll share the tweet. All right, so I just tweeted it up. I don't how many responses are going to get. You can't see your own live stream when you're Nerdrotic, and they won't pay attention to this Nerdrotic live. Yeah. So here it is. Here it is. There. So you see on the left, Daisy Cousins. I don't know why I subbed to her. I just don't unsub to people. I think she subbed to me, so I subbed to her. Midnight's Edge and Nerdrotic Live. And there's no Nerdrotic Live anywhere to be found. Anywhere. Crazy shit. Okay. Spec, I'm going to go up. Okay. Spec. I would like to know how this impacted the protests in Hong Kong. Seems convenient. Also interesting. It happens during an election year. The timing of both of those, the Hong Kong thing, most definitely the timing of it. I said earlier, I don't believe in coincidences, and I don't believe in coincidences. The Hong Kong thing was going strong. This thing comes out, and then it's not. So spec, yeah. Italy equals old population and failed state. No amenities, said some nobody. Well, we are told it is world-class health. I just don't know. I was in Sicily. I was not in proper Italy. I would not call it world. It was an advanced country. I don't mean to sound like a fucking stuck up American or anything like that, but I mean, yeah, I would just question that in Southern Italy. I would. Northern Italy, different story. I mean, it's really nice up there. So, Blue Beam is active. Fake beings in the sky, says Modalicious for $2. I haven't seen any. I'd love to see something in the sky, my man. Google and media cover up. They work for China. It is some nobody for $2. Oh, absolutely. Myths and legends, they ring the truth, says Project 17. Absolutely. Absolutely. Heard that an Italian business. Okay, I read that one. Parent told me. Okay, Spec, I got yours. Roy Magari for $5. I think you missed my last super chat as well. I know because I didn't hear my last name being butchered like in the Trek show in the hands of Alex Kurtzman. Well, how do you pronounce your last name? Magari? Is it Magari? It's gotten worse since okay, Gage. You don't appear in my search of YouTube homepage, but I think directly you can't. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm being suppressed. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, they don't like that's why we can't really do the ExoZone on the main channel, and that's why Doomcock and I have been really we're probably gonna have to move it off platform, to be honest with you, which really sucks because a lot of you don't. I mean, a lot of you do follow, but a lot of you don't. We're probably gonna have to go maybe Twitch. Can we go? I mean, we'd have to fucking play a video game, but maybe Twitch, maybe our own website. I don't know. For a little while, ExoZone was doing really good. Last summer, when I went to Contact in the desert, I was having huge live streams. Aliens don't visit us because they keep doing shit like freaking out and buying stores out of TP. Exactly. You can't have babies, Gary. Where's the fetus going to gestate? You're going to keep it in a box? Well, yeah. Is there something wrong with that, Philip Ademic? Jesus. Why are you yelling at me? I don't know. Yeah. I just got shut fucking down on YouTube. God damn. I feel special. I do. You're still live according to YouTube, my YouTube inbox, but you're not on the main page. No, I'm not. And thanks, Reverend Burfred Axe Fielder, for tweeting it out earlier. I didn't know you tweeted it, but thanks for doing that, buddy. I appreciate you. We are doomed without you guys. Yeah, I'll keep doing it here. That's why, it's just, I want you guys to know about it. And you know what? I didn't even put, oh God, is it my fault? Hang on. I didn't think I try not to put anything in the metadata. I didn't put anything UFO in the metadata. I didn't put anything disclosure in the metadata. I just kept it blank. And that's why I called it the ExoZone. You guys notice I usually title these things like disclosure or UFO, and I just kept it the ExoZone. And I didn't put anything in the metadata at all. Oh, I wonder if beer, I bet you beer bug is a no word now. I bet you that goddamn, we can't even say that anymore. I'm just going to call it the thing. All right. I'm just going to call it the thing. And now you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about like penises or anything. I'm talking about the thing. All right. I'm going to end it there. We've been 2 hours, 24 minutes. And thank you all for being here. We had almost 1,200 people watching the whole time, even though nobody freaking knew about it, apparently. So I knew I was right for subscribing to your channel. Thanks, buddy. Roy, let me go check and make sure I didn't miss your super chat or your super chat. Sorry, I missed it there, Roy. Ashley Harmon, thank you for the phallic symbol for $1.49. I appreciate you. Max 15 for $10. I need sleep, chaps. Thanks for the stream. You are welcome. Some nobody, fasci bots shut down free speech. The shock, I know. Microsoft and UN chimps are coming. ID2020.org. Yeah, fuck that shit. Linus 2017 Cougar for $5. Fasci is using this crisis to boost his ego. He was involved in the ending of the AIDS epidemic. And now this, he clearly wants to be viewed as a hero. Who's Fasci? I don't know. AIDS didn't really go away, by the way. I had a friend die of AIDS 7 years ago. Hasn't gone away. It's just treatable with a lot of drugs, but those drugs eventually kill you. This guy was, his name was Otis. He was healthy as a fucking horse. He was a big, muscly dude, but those drugs just eventually take you out. You'll live longer, but it eventually takes you out. Roy Magari or Magree for $10. Have the two of you heard about the University of Sussex creating holograms that can be touched? We're maybe a generation away from holodeck. Oh, that's awesome. Then that's bad. That's awesome and bad at the same time. The black already exists in Kathleen Kennedy's chest, says Sean Carter. CERN is where all of our missing socks end up, says Oberon for 20 Danish krona. Carl's Ransom reviews for 2. Stein's Gate is opening. Ooh, I don't know about that. David Jones for £2. Hail Gary and Doomcock. My 51st birthday is today. Happy birthday, David Jones. Happy birthday. Doomcock, watched the movie yesterday. It's great. And that's the Beatles one you're talking about. I thought it was very cool. NG1 Teef says, thank you. And if I missed any, I will I'm doing my makeup this afternoon, right after I take my walk. I subscribe to a bunch of people. I do. Yeah, you can see I think Script Doctor's on there, right there. There's Script Doctor and Jesse and some red pill dude, and I don't give a fuck. Tim Pool, Adam Friended. No notification for ExoZone, not in yours or Doomcock's channel. Your live feed from 5 hours ago is there, however. Yes. Pugrunt, my live stream from earlier is, that's not supposed to be there. That's unlisted. That's funny. Okay. All right. If I missed anything, I'll make it up. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Please like, share, and subscribe. More Aftershocks today. Eeks, thanks for the ExoZone. You're welcome, Mary. Thanks for being here with your wrench. I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.